I won't lie. She's right. I had a terrible day. I'm 26 and I had a giant hissy fit. I was crying and I was just miserable, but this will bring me up, hopefully. Okay, so when I was thinking of souvenirs, the first thing I thought of was pictures. So this whole story takes around an event to get a picture. Okay, bear with me. I'm very scattered brain right now. So we'll try and make it through. Okay. So my brother lived in England, London, England, for many years. And when I was in 2002, I decided I wanted to go visit him. So I asked my mom, and she said, sure, we'll take 2 weeks off school. Nobody cares about that shit. And we'll go on a vacation, and you could bring your best friend. So my best friend, she came too, and we decided to go down. We booked a really cheap flight, and we got on our way, and we went. And right from the beginning, I knew this trip was going to be interesting because my mom is a blabbermouth and likes to talk to strangers. And okay, so we get on the plane, and as we're on the plane, she decides to get up. It's a long flight, and talks to everyone. She talks every single person, and she makes friends with all of them. Like, she's like, where are you going to be in London? Can we get together? Like, it was just really, and I was like, oh, mother, okay. We leave the flight. We go to England, and we find out the day we landed was the same day the Queen Mother passed away, which was really exciting for me and really sad for them. But this was exciting for me because I get the chance to see a funeral procession, and like that's a once-in-a-lifetime. Like their funeral processions are like full out. Like you get guards and princes, and it's amazing. So I was really excited, and anyways, that was the first day we got there, and we were so excited. And basically, we go through the trip, and we go shopping. We see a bunch of museums. I got to take pictures at Notting Hill, which is my favorite movie. So I was really happy the whole time. But as the trip was winding down, we decided to go to the Tower of London. And we go there, and I think it's the second last day, and we go into the Tower of London, and we walking around the whole thing, and they tell us that some of the property is still owned by the Queen of England. And they have these little gates, like really little tiny gates that are just like above the ground to block off what is the Queen's property. So my friend mentions to my mom that she really wants a picture of a beefeater, those men that don't move at all. And my mom goes, okay, I'll get you one. So what my mom does is she steps over the Queen's property and finds the farthest beefeater she could find and starts walking. And I've never been so scared in my whole entire life because the beefeater moves, which never happens, and takes his rifle and points it at my mom. And goes, Mom, he didn't go, Mom, what am I saying? He goes, ma'am, get off the Queen's property. And she goes, I just want a picture. I just really want a picture. He's like, I don't care, get off the Queen's property. And she's still moving. She's like, I'm getting this photo no matter what. And she's moving, and he's like, get off the Queen's property, get off the Queen's property. He's like, I will shoot you. And I'm sitting there going, oh, no, please just come back. And finally, like, she comes back. We didn't get a fucking photo. And like we turn the corner and there's a beefeater standing on not the Queen's property, so we take a photo then. And I was like, oh my God, this trip is just too much. It's too much. And then finally we get back on the plane. And like I said, my mom is a very interesting woman, and she talked to everyone on the flight on the way there. What happened was everyone on the flight there was also on the flight back. And this was the best news for her. She was so excited. So this is what happened. Time was passing. A bunch of people went to the bathroom. And while all these people were going to the bathroom, they were handing out these like little meals. Like, it wasn't like food. Like, it was weird. It came in a package with like a sandwich, a drink, and a little Mars bar. And my mom went around stealing everyone's food. She was like, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. And then when her friends got back to the seats, she handed it out to them as a gift. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, it's a gift. I want them to remember me. And I was like, no, Mom. Everyone gets one, so stop it. So after the trip, I get back, and like I said, I'm very scattered here. So what I forgot to mention is I got to see that funeral procession, and I wanted to take a picture of that because when I landed, I fell in love with Prince William. Because how could you not? He was so handsome back then. He had like a beautiful, luscious head of hair. And he was like so young and strapping. And we waited, I'm going back in time. So we went to the funeral procession, and there was like people from all over Europe, and particularly there was a French girl standing in front of me, and I heard her talking, like being like, I love Prince William, and I was like, oh, that bitch is in my way. I gotta get that photo of him, because he was so close to me. He was literally like that far away, like where that alcohol is, that's where he was. And like, I know I couldn't touch him, but at least I could take a picture and feel real close to him like a creep. So I pushed the French girl out of the way, and I was like, fuck you! And I said it in French, because I speak French. And I took the photo, and I got it. And then when I got back home, scattered. When I was there, I collected postcards of Prince William. Everywhere I went, I had about 40. And like, the tabloids are obsessed with him, so I collected tabloids. And I came back with like, just my own photo, tons of postcards, and newspaper clippings. And I went into class. And I remembered this part because I just saw the friend that I used to tell this to outside of the bar. And I used to sit with my friend Marissa. And I'd sit in, we were in a class, and we were in a portable outside, and we took math class, and I would turn to the middle class and be like, you want to see a picture of Prince William? And I would hand her one, and then I'd be like, I'm going to marry him. And she was like, what? I was like, I'm going to marry him. And I'm going to be like this really discreet, like, for some odd reason, I didn't want anyone to know my name, and I became very delusional. And I was like, no one's gonna know my name. I can't wait to marry him. I'm gonna be the first Jewish princess of England. Fantastic. And she would look at me and be like, you're fucking delusional. And I'd be like, I am. And I was just telling her this outside, and she was like, how did that go for you? How did that go? You marry him? And I was like, fuck you. I kind of look like Kate Middleton, right? No, I don't. You guys are really nice. Anyways, the point of the story is I'm a creep. I collect photos of princes, and my mom's insane. I'm going to end on that. Thank you so much. I'm Natalie Norman.